He's Jim.
And he's Lou.
Together. And together.
We're Jim and Lou.
Jim-a-Lou.
Jim. Anyway, he caught me off guard.
Always got to throw that curveball in.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. But we're back in making sausage. We're finishing up our sausage for the next few months. And one of the sausages that we really, really, really love and have grown up with is chorizo.
And you can make this at home yourself.
Yeah, it is so easy. So easy to make. Not a lot of ingredients. And it's kind of interesting because people have different tastes with chorizo. And growing up in Southern California, and my wife as well, and Lou and his wife as well, and our kids, we grew up eating chorizo and eggs for breakfast, and it was like nothing, but we always bought it. And when you buy it, you don't always know what's in it.
Nope.
It's
well, we know what's in this.
we know what's in this, but
And we're going to tell you what's in this.
it could be anything. Any part of the pig could be in the chorizo you buy at the store. And I'm not saying it's bad because it tastes so dang good, but we make it, and this is a toned down version of chorizo. I like chorizo spicy. I would be putting red pepper and I would be putting cayenne pepper in there, but because we share this with our family and friends.
My daughter in particular, who doesn't like spice at all.
They don't like spice, so we tone it down because we can always add spices to
Hot
it.
sauce or whatever.
Oh yeah, tapatio or cholula, or
pico de gallo,
sriracha. Sriracha. But we do it. So we're gonna make our version of chorizo, and we know exactly what's in it. This is about
10 pounds.
It is exactly 10 pounds we're making here today, but it's about 20-25% fat to lean. We like that ratio. It's not too greasy. It's not too anything. A lot of people like to put a little bit more fat in it than we do, but that's what we like, and that's what works for us and our family. So you can change this by adding cayenne pepper, by adding red pepper to it, or any way you want. But this is what we do, and it comes out really nice. Nobody
I might be offended. He wouldn't, though.
With what?
If somebody changed our recipe.
Oh, I don't care. It's all good. It's all good.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't be offended either.
To me, it's all good because every recipe, I don't know that I've ever stayed true to any one recipe unless I was baking.
Yeah.
But I learned the hard way with baking that you follow the recipe
to the T.
Now this is California chili pepper powder, and we used this for the first time last time, and we really liked it. And this recipe for 10 pounds calls for 6 ounces of chili powder. So 6 ounces. So there is some
2 of these
spice
3-ounce
So
packs.
we're going to do 2 of these 3-ounce packs. I'm going to let you go ahead and dump that one. We're going to do 2 of these 3-ounce packs. And you notice I'm letting Louis get his hands dirty this time.
And you can go to the store and buy already ground pork very easy. It's sold in most grocery stores. So, like I said, this is really something you can make at home yourself. So we've got the 6 ounces of California chili pepper.
Now we're going to use 1 1/4 cups of white vinegar. Now we have used apple cider vinegar in this in the past, but I think the white vinegar works just as well, if not better. There's no other taste except with the vinegar, and it does give it a little zing. So the next thing is, this is kind of unique for us. We like a lot of garlic.
We're garlic gurus.
Yeah, we do. To me, I love the garlic, and I love it in there. We're using minced garlic, and we're using 1/2 cup of garlic in this to go along with it. So there's plenty of garlic in here. Plenty of garlic.
Make sure we get all that out of there.
And the next thing we're going to use is we're going to use some Mexican oregano, and that's exactly what they call it. It's not a racial thing. It is Mexican oregano is what they call it. I'm gonna scoot you over just for a moment because when I put oregano in, I put half of it in my hand and I kind of rub it, break it down, and rub it, break it up. Then I'll take the other half, put it in my hands, and this is about 2 tablespoons in this 10-pound batch right here. And we're gonna break it up and rub it, and it works out very well that way. So that was the Mexican oregano, and that, it is different than just regular oregano. It is different. So I can't tell you what the difference is. I know that it tastes different, smells a little bit different, and it brings a different flavor to this. Okay. The next thing that we're going to add in here is 1 tablespoon of cumin powder. Okay. I'm going to put that in there.
I love that smell, but you got to be real careful when you're cooking with cumin too, because cumin could be very powerful.
Yep.
And that's all you end up tasting in your meal.
But it is an important part of chorizo as far as I'm concerned. We got black pepper. I think it's 2 tablespoons of black pepper. We're going to spread that around here. That gives you that fresh cracked pepper. And then last we have salt. And how much salt did we put in here?
6 tablespoons of salt.
6 tablespoons. It seems like a lot of salt, but you need that salt to counteract the acid that's in here. So we're going to put that salt in here. We're going to mix it up. And chorizo is kind of different from a lot of the other sausages. We make breakfast sausage, and we make Italian sausage, and we make kielbasa and different sausages. And some of them you smoke, and some of them you let bloom for a couple hours or 3 hours in the refrigerator. With chorizo is a little bit different. I like to, at a minimum, let it bloom for 24 hours.
And that's before you put it in the freezer for sure.
And that's before you pack it and put it in the freezer. Once you freeze it, you stop that process. And to me, it's an important process. Now you should be. I'm gonna put some water in here because this is a little bit different than the other sausages. It's okay if it's a little wet. And you're gonna mix it till it becomes thready. You can actually see it kind of developing these kind of threads as you go, and it also makes it much easier to work, isn't that?
Yes. And one of the other things I want to backtrack a little bit, talking about letting it bloom. We put vinegar in there, and the vinegar helps to break the meat down a little bit. And so you need that time for the vinegar to do its work before putting it in the freezer.
And that's about a cup of water we put in there. And it's starting to look good, starting to get a little thready. I can still see it needs to be worked. I can still see little pockets of salt some places. So when we make sausage, a lot of times we also will take a patty and fry it. And with chorizo, I don't traditionally fry up a patty because I know what we're putting in here. We've made this so many different times over the time, and we know what it's going to be. And because really, you're tasting it, but
you're not really tasting it
until it sits and blooms and kind of does its thing. So to taste it right now, we will taste it before we package it. We're going to wait probably at least 24 hours before we package this up, and it'll just sit in the refrigerator. We'll cover it and put it in the refrigerator, and we'll let it set, and then we'll taste it after it blooms. If it needs something, of course I'm going to tell you right now, I know it needs something. I know it needs cayenne pepper and red pepper and all that stuff. But you know what? I wish we had YouTube where you could smell this, because it's freaking amazing. It looks good. Hold that, tilt it up for the camera. Can you hold it? It's already starting to get thready. and it's changing color. That's all that in here. Now, some recipes will also call for paprika. Paprika is doesn't have a lot of flavor in itself that I found, but it does add a lot of color and everything to it. It will make it darker. But I find that the chili powder does just as well doing it, making it colored. It's already a beautiful color right now as far as I'm concerned. It's looking good, Lou. So, coming up in some episodes that are coming up in the future here, we'll be, I think we're going to take some of this with us up to Alaska, and we'll actually cook some chorizo and eggs on the griddle up in Alaska and show you how it turns out. So it's going to be pretty cool. So we're getting ready. We're all set for it. We wish the Canadians would open the border so we can get our stuff up there.
So this is pretty much our finished product here.
And it's getting thready. You see the threadiness of it? The
And,
texture?
now all that's left is letting it sit, and the magic that happens from the acid in the vinegar. And like you said, sit overnight. Thank you guys for joining us today.
And I appreciate every time, and we're, like I said, we're YouTube rookies, and we're still learning. We don't always know how to make the camera work. We don't know how to. We're learning to edit, and we're learning to do all these things, and we're just really happy if you're coming along with us and doing it. And Charlie,
So remember,
Like and subscribe.
please, it helps us out, and we'll still continue to bring videos to you. So one of the things we love is cooking and fishing and hunting and doing those things. So thank you very much. We'll see you soon.